Family and friends have found it very hard, actually, that I've decided to go to university, take up a course in nursing. But they've been very supportive, albeit it takes them a while to get used to it, because they're used to me doing things the way I've always done them. Suddenly my life's changed. I've got to manage things differently. But they've been very supportive, and that's helped.
I think it's had a fairly big effect at home. Although they're used at home to me working, I was working kind of office hours, and at one point I was also working term times. Where of course now, going out on a placement, it might happen over a holiday time. And I'm working, I have shifts, so I'm not going to be there. You know, the rest of them can go off for 3 days at the beach. I'm working. There have been a couple of occasions where there have been school things I simply haven't been able to attend because I'm on duty, or because there's a deadline looming and I've got, 2,000 words to write by the end of next week and I'm only halfway through it. I really want to spend the time doing that. But I've been very fortunate that my family have been very supportive. They've sort of taken the line of no pain, no gain. At the end of this, I'll be doing something I'm very happy with. Hopefully I will get a job that means the finances then become easier again. And of course my children are getting older, so they're far more, oh, we don't need you to come to this, Mum, it's all right. They're far more accepting of that now than they were 3 years ago.
There has been times when it has been quite challenging, to be fair. And that's basically because, like, you're doing some wards, you could do up to like 7-8 day stretches. And you come home, you're tired, you don't want to really, you can't go out much. But then there's other times, like, where, you're back at uni and you get to see your friends and, and see your colleagues and socialise again.
It's impacted in as much that I'm not around as much for the children, and we've had to work out, schedules about, who's doing swimming lessons this week and who's not. But on the other hand, it's actually brought a lot in. I'm happy, I'm wanting to study, the children are wanting to know what I've done. First thing that they always say every day is, have you had any babies yet, Mummy? And they're interested. And so it's been a fine adjustment. I think my husband's found it a little bit difficult getting used to me working shift patterns. I tended to work very regular hours before that. And so that's taken some adjusting for him to realise that he may have all weekend with the children, or I'm not there in the evenings, but we're getting there.
It does get to you sometimes, particularly got deadlines for your assignments and stuff, when you need to think, well, let's just write off the next 2 or 3 weekends. That needs to be done, otherwise you won't get the work finished.
I think the hardest thing that I found, support-wise, was support from my friends that I knew outside of the course. They didn't seem to understand. Especially, I've always had a very good social life, and they didn't understand why I couldn't go out with them on a Saturday night, or I couldn't afford to do things that I could do before. And it's only now that I'm in my second year and I've started to tell them more about what I do and why I wanted to do it, that they're starting to say to me, oh, I really admire you for doing that. And before, I felt like I wasn't getting any recognition for what I was doing from my friends, but peer support on the course has been absolutely amazing, and I would not have got through this course as long as I have without my peers.
Well, within our group, there's lots of peer support. You face lots of problems with your family, your friends, your partners, home life, finances, and I think it's good to recognise, that your colleagues are struggling, and to sort of offer that support, because I've had to have support. It's not easy all the time. 3 long years. Although the years do fly by, they can be long, You think there's no light at the end of this tunnel, and that's when it's so important that your peers step in.
The family are very, very important. It's nice to have your partner and your parents and whatever on your side supporting you, because it does get hard, it gets tough, and you need the support there. You need your family at the back to help you and encourage you sometimes.